Okay, hello.
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time.
Shut up, D-Luke. Anyway, uh, once again, I'm gonna be streaming early today. I don't know. I think I kind of liking starting my streams earlier, but it's just like I said, it's morning where I am right now. So, like, if I start at this time, I'm gonna have to like keep my voice down for a while because like I live with other people and the other people are still like waking up. I don't want to disturb them. It's also kind of why I don't stream so late at night. I guess for me it'll be late at night. For some of you it's gonna be early morning. But yeah, if I stream late at night, I may disturb other people's sleep, and I don't want to do that. Though who knows? Maybe someday if I ever have the money, I'll like live on my own, then I can stream whenever I want without worrying about disturbing other people. That would be nice. But anyway, yeah, I thought yesterday I could finish the Archon quest like in one stream, but I guess not. I mean, I think I still have a long way to go today because yes, even though it's Act 4, I feel like I still have a long way to go because like I still haven't seen like a proper cutscene. Like we only got that like one pic of Linny confronting Risley, but other than that, yeah, we also haven't really seen Nervillette since then, or Furina actually. Now that I think about it, also I'm wondering if we will see either of them or even Arlecchino before this quest is over, or maybe we'll just be in the prison this whole time with Risley and Clorand. Yeah, so anyway, what happened last time was like Linny, Lynette, and Femine kind of got caught by Risley. Well, got caught kind of, even though it was just like Risley knew the entire time what they were up to, what we were up to, and well, basically he kind of held Lynette and Femine hostage, and Femine and Clorand kind of found out that the primordial sea is kind of oozing into Fontaine's normal seawater. Then Risley revealed to us that the primordial sea is actually sealed really underneath the fortress of Meropide, and it looks like the seal is kind of like at its limit. There's like a gauge thingy where in the place Risley showed us where the sea was kind of contained, the primordial seawater was contained, and it showed that I don't know how to say it. It's like this, maybe the primordial seawater, like it's reaching its maximum limit. I don't know if there's like a spring of the primordial seawater underneath the fortress, or maybe there's like just a set amount already. I don't know. We'll see if we find out today. Still, it's interesting because it kind of insinuates, I guess, that where am I going? Where am I going? Anyway, kind of, it's interesting because it insinuates that whoever built this fortress a long time ago, I'm guessing maybe it was the previous Archon. I think Risley said her name was Egeria. Yeah, so it insinuates that the previous Archon built the fortress basically as like the first line of defense against the primordial sea, maybe like to contain it, and then somehow it just became a prison. But this also means that if that seal thingy were to break, then the inmates, the prisoners, would be the very first people to turn into water, and that's just, you know, that's just horrible. That's bad. We don't want anyone to turn into water anymore. We don't want any more people to become oceanites. Yes, I think we have to rest right now, so let's go do that.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. I'm super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
A little bit. But I'm always sleepy. I am a cat. I need 60 out. That was fast. I think this is the first time we've actually seen Paimon just lying down like that. Wow.
Delicious. I'm on 1 seconds for free.
And it's kind of freaky to see them lie down over the blanket, the sheets like that. Like, come on. No one does that. Only psychopaths do that. You either put the blanket over you or you kick it off. That's all. You don't lie on blankets. I mean, come on. I mean, Paimon.
Out of my way! Get out of my way!
Oh, is this another? No, I don't think this is a vision from Child's vision. I guess it's not a dream from Child's vision, because usually if it's that, they'll show us Child's vision, right?
What happened? Why is everyone running?
Oh.
No idea. Something must have happened. Stop asking.
Oh no, this is happening right now. Okay. Is it the primordial seawater thingy?
Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
Did the seal break? Even though we only just found out about it? Paimon, wake up. Hello?
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! Yeah. There you are!
We still?
Oh, thank goodness!
Lavroon?
We're still in Lavaroon. Do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here.
I mean, if he's telling us to evacuate, then why are you just standing around? What are you just standing around for? Run. You can
Lavaroon was
explain
saying
while
you
we're
two are new
running.
here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed. Yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Well, then let's evacuate.
Wait,
You can explain on the
Why
way.
is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Just
Okay,
run.
whatever. The point is, you should come with us.
I mean, we don't have to, considering the fact that we've, defeated gods and dragons and stuff, but also,
Yeah, he said to get as
evacuate
far
where?
away as
You guys are
possible,
leaving?
upwards and outwards.
oh, you're allowed to, get out now?
Oh no, it can't be that thing.
Yeah, I think you two should definitely
wait,
leave,
what?
but
What?
we're
Hey,
staying.
where are you going?
We have to go by the Duke. You two just go and get out. Go on without us.
Yeah, go, 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 go.
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Okay, buddy. Take care now.
Attention, please
Okay, where are we going?
upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
Let's go.
Attention, please evacuate upwards and outwards.
Ah, I didn't mean to.
Outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible. Attention, please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
Let's go. Wait, stop for shiny.
Attention, please evacuate upwards
Okay.
and outwards.
Oh, we can actually see the NPCs moving.
Topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
Okay, good luck, you guys. I'm going downwards and inwards. Risey! How do we get there again? Down here? Risey! Risey! Ah, this is the cutscene. Okay.
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
Oh, can he freeze the primordial seawater? Riley, you be careful. I'm not sure if you were born in Fontaine, but if you were, you could turn into water, you know? It's just a little splash, just a little wet, and you're done. You're gonna be wet forever. Oh, he can't freeze it. That's so cool. Cryo Archon who? Oh, never mind. Move, 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 run. Oh, so this was in the trailer. I remember now.
3, 2, 1.
Side! Oh, that was close.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
How are we gonna find Neuvillette? We don't know where he is.
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense.
I mean, I get why Risley's here, but Cloran, you have Electro.
The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Still, it's interesting that, you know, for such a big catastrophe, I guess, for such an emergency, for an emergency situation like this, they ask for Neuvillette and not Furina.
Neuvillette?
Oh,
Why
yeah.
are you here?
Traveler,
Did you somehow
I need
feel
you
it?
to head to the Opera House immediately.
Okay.
Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there.
Oh.
You must protect Farina and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her.
Well,
Will
we can do that at least.
You have my sincerest gratitude.
Wow, so even in an emergency, like, Neuvillette knows that he has to go take care of it himself. He doesn't need Furina there, but also, like, he wants to make sure that his Archon is well taken care of, I guess. Good for him. Where is the... Oh, I guess it's under the bridge. I'll get that later. Furina! Don't go causing trouble. Wait, where's the Opera House? Yeah, it's there. Whoa. Fatui? Okay.
Look, there are a ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people over there. The knave is probably here already. We need to hurry.
Let's go.
Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuvillette has left instructions. Please follow me. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
I'll do my best. I mean, we've beat at least one Harbinger so far, solo, right? We beat La Senora, even though Raiden was the one who killed her. And we did beat Scaramouche, even though we needed Nahida's help. Oh, we did beat Child solo early on, but also, like, he's still alive, kind of,
so
probably.
you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Yep.
Of course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
Yep, what she said. Very convincing, Farina.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance.
God damn those
traveler.
heels. God damn those
I've
nails.
heard much of your accomplishments. I am the knave, one of the 11 Fatui harbingers.
Nice to meet you. But also, like, again, this makes me wonder who they remember as the 6 if Scaramouche was, you know, erased from everyone's memories. Erased from reality, basically. Oh, right. Lenny, Lynette, and Fremne's daddy.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are aware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time.
Okay, good for
See
you.
this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
It's poisoned, isn't it?
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
Oh, it's gone now. The cake in front of Lumine.
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I.
I mean, has the traveler mentioned a favorite food? Well, yeah, I guess it should be in the, like, the character setting thingy, right? I don't think I've ever read that before, huh? Yeah, have we ever told Child what our favorite food is?
I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
Yeah, I don't think he can, you know, get taken out that easily. So he should be
Since
fine.
we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if there were if there were bad blood, I think Farina would be a little more pissed. This looks more like she's just awkward and doesn't really know how to interact with people, I guess, without Neuvillette.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina.
Yeah, considering
Oh,
the fact
right.
that he
I almost
picked to
forgot.
fight in
Child
court.
was subdued by Udex Neuvillette right in front of you.
Yep.
Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Neuvillette.
Should we be telling Father about our lead? I mean, I figured Lenny, Lynette, and Frevenet would tell her sometime, but should we be the ones to tell her?
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
I guess the Harbingers would know what we could do.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
I mean, Farina, the one thing you should know about the Harbingers is that they don't like each other.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
How long exactly? Because, like, we supposedly should have been incarcerated for 45 days. Has it been a full 45 days yet? And Child, like...
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
Do we know for sure, Paimon?
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Oh, his vision, right. If he died, the vision would be masterless then, right?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Meribid.
Did we, Paimon? I don't think the Traveler's dreams really count as evidence.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
In the ocean.
The Fortress of Meribid lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
Not necessarily. Well, wait, actually. Do you... Because, like, Fremine said that he didn't find any evidence of Child swimming past a certain point. Maybe he found an entrance into the abyss? I mean, we know that he's been in the abyss before this, that he survived somehow and got out more or less unscathed. Could he have found an entrance into the abyss and just, like, went in Without his vision, though? I mean, he has his delusion, but also those things hurt him, right? Yeah, there's no evidence that he's dead either.
His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf.
So the Harbingers know enough about his family to know his sister's name.
Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the opera house. Is
I
it
wouldn't
something
know.
like that?
Yeah, I wouldn't know how he writes to his sister. Also, pretty interesting how the knave has been, Arlecchino has just been talking to us and not really paying much attention to Furina. But yeah, at least she's distracted from Furina, you know, so we're basically doing what Neuvillette is asking us to do.
All letters tend to follow the same
Furina, shut up.
format
Don't
anyway,
don't
right?
make her look at you.
As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded. Huh?
I like to think that it matters who wrote it at the very least. What?
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
Yeah, I guess makes sense. The Hydro Archon would notice that first.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
Fucking what?
Huh? I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah, what do you
Have
mean?
we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
Oh, she knows about the. Oh yeah, of course she knows. She's the one who asked Linny, Lynette, and Fremine to basically like give those bags to everyone, like to prepare for the prophecy, right? Ah, cutscene. Yeah, he's here now.
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Okay. Yeah, you guys should probably scram.
Sure you don't need a hand?
I don't think the Primordial Sea would
Quite
turn
sure.
him into water.
Wow. So
Stop
what's-
checking him out, Risley!
Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Oh, is that insinuating that he
Sounds about
knows Neuvillette is a dragon? Like, it's not human, at least? Ah. So this is the part from the trailer. I thought that in the trailer he was, like, kind of holding back, like, Abyss powers, I guess? At least, like, Dainsleif's powers because of the color. So I guess it was just water. And also, looks like the water won't turn him into water. Good to know. So being Fontaine's dragon isn't the same
Day
as
may
being a
come when the
Fontanian citizen.
prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth.
But
it
it's
is
not
this
today.
day.
Oh, not this day.
This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
Okay, so what does that mean, that the primordial sea thing is like a punishment for the Fontanian people? I guess maybe because like they called Fontanians sinners, I think, in one of the trailers.
All right.
But-
Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
A punishment given by who? A punishment for the Fontanian people, but who is the one dealing out this punishment? The previous Hydro Archon, maybe?
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
For now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Do you accept tea as a gift?
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
No need to sound so pissed, Neuvillette. They're
We
just
made a bet on the
joking.
size of your entourage.
Oh,
Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
Oh, did Clorian think he'd bring Furina with him?
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
For appearance's sake. So she and Risley at least know that Neuvillette is more powerful than he lets on, and that he doesn't want anyone else to know. So does that mean that they know that he's not human? Or do they just assume that he's one really powerful guy? I mean, he has to be, I guess, to be able to wrangle up an Archon. I mean, Furina is Furina, but she's still an Archon, right?
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea.
Hey, that's my guess. I thought she was gonna give him tea.
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
Happened to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, sure his grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
Yep, that's fair. Fair to assume.
It's obviously a joke. Anyway, got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mimonia for long.
Basically, you can't leave Furina on her own for too long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
I hope so too.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house.
Look at this teacup. It's basically a bowl. Look at the difference in size between the person and the teacup and the cake. I don't know if it's just perception playing tricks on me, but this is a bowl, right? It's not a teacup anymore.
Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or
Is
should
my
I
audio
say,
okay?
That's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? Haven't clue?
Does Furina not know court? But does she not know about the primordial sea coming from underneath the fortress of Merpeet then?
What are you trying to say?
And how does Arlecchino know?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is proven true.
Does sound kind of pissed right now. I guess she's just really mad that it seems like Furina either isn't bothering to do anything about it, or she is just a clueless, useless Archon, and that's pissing Arlecchino off.
Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable?
Okay, so she may just think that Furina just doesn't care.
The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Heart have devoted everything to saving their homeland.
Okay, so she does care about her orphans, but also... Is she insinuating that the Fatui, like as a whole, are also trying to prevent this from happening? But why would the Tsaritsa care?
But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
Don't yell at her, she's just a baby.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy.
Wait, no, she's supposed to be
Nor
older
have
than
I
Ahida,
just
right?
been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I guess it makes sense that if Arlecchino thinks her god is useless, that she would eventually join the Fatui then.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now.
Huh.
Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways.
Really?
And I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me.
Okay, I want to believe that she really has been like doing some stuff behind the scenes. You know, like a struggling artist living in their parents' basement, like, you know, with their parents telling them to get a real job, and they're like, no, I have been working this whole time. I've been working on my art. I just haven't been making money on it yet.
Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high.
Yeah. She's acting a little more confident. Art, I guess.
Excuse Miss, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
Oh my god, it really is like a parent like talking to their adult child living in the basement. Serena, maybe you should wait for Novelet to be here.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
Okay.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
Sorry, I feel like I keep cutting them off. I mean, you gotta have a plan for that, right, Farina? Like, every country is supposed to have at least some backup measures in case of a flood.
Oh,
floods can happen anywhere.
Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. No, it shouldn't make sense. It's like a disaster relief plan, right? So, like, there's no reason for you not to want to share it with people.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal?
To judge people?
And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
What indemnitium? Have they mentioned this thing before? And have I just not been paying attention?
It's just like it appears to be.
It's an Oratrice.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina.
So someone else can control the Oratrice even though Farina's the one who made it.
I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium.
So, but he seemed fine during the like performance, I guess, you know, other than the sudden murder and disappearance. So, what? Yeah, I don't think I remember Linny being, like, sick or something, so...
But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon?
So, the Oratrice that Farina made is radioactive?
Oh,
that's kind of interesting to know.
I almost forgot. Udex Novelet is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Or he just left on his own.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side.
Understandable. I mean, she is kind of useless.
Oh, very well.
I'm
Let's
kidding,
have that
Farina. I love you.
conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
Sure, let us eat cake. It's weird that they're not like having the voice actors voice out these thoughts, monologues, I guess, because like it's not like we have to choose between two options, you know, choose, quote unquote. So doesn't matter what happens, they're still just gonna say the same line anyway.
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise.
Is this supposed to be a kind of like a reflection of Marie Antoinette situation? I guess I'm not really a history buff, so I don't know exactly the lore, the backstory of Marie Antoinette, but I know let them eat cake was kind of a big thing, and also kind of what led her to losing her head.
You too, Paimon.
Oh no, Paimon, the Harbingers are paying attention to you.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
The cake is poisoned, Paimon. Don't eat it. The cake is poisoned.
Super full. That cake was great. If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these over as well.
Okay.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely
The
catering
cake
to
felt
Miss Farina's
honored.
tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea.
Sorry, I think something's going on with my audio. Hello? Hello? Hopefully this sounds okay. Why is it that my streams only get scuffed when we're playing Genshin?
It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Bye.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Okay, bye.
Mind seeing me off, traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss child before I must be on my way.
Should we though? I mean, Neverlet did ask us. Why? Don't just nod, Lumine. Neverlet did ask us not to leave Furina alone.
Paimon's coming too.
Are you sure? I mean, shouldn't one of us at least stay with Furina? Guess not. Furina, you want to talk?
The tea party turned out to be even more difficult than I'd imagined. Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter? If there's nothing urgent, then I shall be retiring for now.
Okay then. Bye. Where's the name? Oh. No. I'll take care of that later. Doesn't I don't know if you heard that, but something like fell. Oh, we can't teleport now? Okay. Yeah, something fell in my room, but I'll take care of that later. Okay, so we're just being the traveler right now. Ah, so it was just this room in the opera house thingy. Does that mean that... hold on. Hello? Hello? Okay, I think I may have to unfortunately I have to cut this off really soon. Like I said before many times, I have been summoned. So let me just finish. I thought that if maybe we finish this early, I could maybe like do Lini's story quest, but yeah, I don't think I have the time. I gotta go after this.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
Yeah, I figured you guys don't really like each other.
That's what Paimon thought.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
I don't think I want your gratitude.
Do I look like an irresponsible father to you? The House of the Hearth is very important to me. You should know that I care deeply about my children.
I mean, I believe you, but also, yeah, I don't think this is all you wanted to say.
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings.
Okay.
I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Lini, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them. Especially Lini.
Yeah, I guess you could say that now after we see how he kind of freaked out after Fremine and Lynette were taken hostage.
You mean Ridesley.
Oh.
He's a tricky one to deal with.
How do you know about that?
It's unfortunate that Lini's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me.
Okay, so from what Risley told us before this, they haven't really met in person yet, but at least she, like Arlecchino at least knows about Risley, at least knows enough to know that he's a tricky one.
By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Furina?
Still slightly more useful than another water goddess that I know.
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
Your eyes are so freaky. I love it.
And that's everything that happened during the trial.
Ooh.
Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Okay.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused?
Yeah, why are you asking this guy? How would he know?
Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself.
Okay.
I need to meet with Furina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
As opposed to what? The drunk, the retired old man, the imprisoned child, and I don't know, the one Archon that's on a yoga retreat, so she made a puppet to basically do her job for her. I don't think there's such a thing as a working Archon. At least not the ones we've met so far.
Oh, come
Cool.
over here, you little critter, you.
No, she's playing with the cat! And the cat doesn't seem to like it, but... Huh, this is Arlecchino? This fit looks cool, actually. And how has Furina not noticed someone so suspicious just sitting right there? Meow! Ah!
Dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
She's
My
just
goal
playing.
is just to discover the location of the Gnosis.
Ah, the Gnosis, right.
But I didn't expect the chance to approach Furina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious.
Oh, is this what, like bait? Did Nouvillette plan this? Maybe?
Anything left unguarded
Oh.
is usually just bait.
Cat, no!
But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed.
Okay, so maybe Neuvillette isn't the one behind this, because I don't think he would be willing to sacrifice Furina in any way. I mean, she's still his Archon, right? Oh. Cat!
It's just as
Kitty
I
cat!
guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon.
So they can just tell if the Gnosis is nearby or not? You know, yeah, so far the Gnosis that have been held, like the Archons that actually like kept their Gnosis with them, are Zhongli and Venti.
In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And
Curse?
I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Huh. So what? Okay, she's either an Archon that's cursed to be weaker, or she really just isn't an Archon?
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me. I'm begging you, please.
Okay, that was the line from the trailer. Huh.
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning.
So does Furina know that this is Arlecchino? Like, is that why she's always been kind of reluctant to meet Arlecchino alone?
I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor.
Ah.
I suspect even Furina dares not mention this incident to anyone.
Well, yeah, it'll make her look weak, and she's supposed to be an Archon. But even the cat didn't really leave her.
Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Furina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake.
Oh, so if this happened recently, like I know there's like an Easter egg where if you go to the fountain at the very like in front of the opera, and you like turn down the music, you mute it, you can hear Furina crying. So is this what happened then? So this must have happened like, yeah, it happened immediately after the first quest, after a child's conviction. Huh.
There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her.
Definitely.
I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon.
Huh.
Perhaps Udex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article.
I mean, he could be. Especially, like, that was my theory, at least from his trailers. Like, we heard a female voice talking to him that could have been the previous Hydro Archon, like, talking to him, guiding him to being a better Archon, like how Rukkhadevata, like, tried to guide Nahida, I guess, in her very last moments. Yeah, so I guess it would be interesting to know if either Focalor or Neuvillette are related to the past Hydro Archon, because if they were, then I guess that kind of insinuates that Archons can pass on their Archonhood only to people who are related to them. Like Rukkhadevata passed on her Archonhood to her clone, kinda, to her daughter, kind of. And Makoto passed on her Archonhood to her sister, A.
I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yeah, so it's not in the oratories, it's not with Furina, then where is the Gnosis? Also, it's kind of interesting how, at least so far, the Gnosis that the Harbingers have gotten, like, they've had the Gnosis basically given to them willingly, except for Venti. But even then, like, everyone's kind of theorizing that Venti was just, you know, pretending to be weak, that he genuinely just wanted the Harbingers to take his Gnosis, no C's, whatever.
Yes, Father.
Oh.
My dear children, please speak.
Are these three really the only orphans from the House of the Hearth?
News from the Fortress of Meripede.
From the Hearth?
Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Oh yeah, what happened to their contacts and to the other, like, undercover Fatui agents?
Probably the handiwork of that Ridesley.
Ridesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities.
Do we? Do we really have that excuse?
Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Udex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Udex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the Fortress of Meripede will be a front. Lenny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Okay. Still, there was no need for you to go through this whole trouble. Like, Risley was willing to meet with you in person in the fortress anyway.
You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
It's interesting that you're not hiding this from us either. Like, did she genuinely just straight up tell the Traveler that she tried to assassinate Farina? Yep, she did tell them. Yeah, and you're okay with telling us this?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
I wonder if Neuvillette knows that he's just, pretending to not know anything either because, like, he doesn't want to upset Farina. Maybe.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Udex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
Okay, so what makes you think he isn't?
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Udex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon.
So, an Archon does, like, have a specific job, like a specific job description, I guess, duties that they have to go do. So she thinks that Neuvillette and Farina aren't the Archon because, like, they don't do the job that this Tsaritsa does. But in that case, then Venti and Zhongli wouldn't be Archons either, since they basically do nothing now.
Of course. That is all
Venti
just
has
how
been
I
doing
feel.
nothing since way before his
feelings often do
gnosis
not require
was taken. His gnosis was taken.
It is,
gut feeling
however, quite
again.
amusing to me.
There it
After
goes,
all
gut
my
feeling
years
again.
Working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth.
Still, yeah, again, it's interesting that everyone, at least in Fontaine, in Sumeru, in Inazuma, like, they kind of have put importance in knowing who their Archon is, or at least what they look like, or who they are. Like in Sumeru, at least early on, they were insistent that Rukkhadevata, most of the Sumerians were, like, insistent that Rukkhadevata is their god and not Kusanali. And now, like, Arlecchino looks kind of like she is actually genuinely concerned that she does not know who the real Hydro Archon is. And yet, in Mondstadt, in the very first like country we went to, the people of Mondstadt just don't care. Like, sure, they know that that Barbados is their Archon and, like, what he looks like because of the statue and stuff, but also, like, they don't mind that he doesn't show himself, and that as far as they know, he hasn't shown himself basically since he freed Mondstadt from like the dragons, I guess, all those centuries ago. Yeah. Even Liyue was like, they look forward to seeing Rex Lapis's dragon form like at least once a year, but yeah, in Mondstadt they don't care that their Archon like basically has been MIA for centuries.
Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves.
I guess it is interesting how, like, at first at least, a lot of people don't really care about the prophecy, but maybe now more people care because, you know, since the whole court shenanigans thing where we found out that Fontainians can turn into water.
Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you.
You'd be the first harbinger for that, for doing that.
You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday.
Sure, as long as you become a playable character, like
He
a certain
returned
hat guy.
quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Okay, bye. See ya.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term.
Thorny.
I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Farina.
We honestly did absolutely nothing. So what happened?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal the sluice gate.
So you're not gonna ask what power he used?
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives. Permission granted.
So yeah, what power did you use?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we met an Archon in disguise.
You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If by the phrase "you guys" you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
Huh. Okay. So... Okay, so he's trying to say that he's not the Archon, but also like he doesn't really agree with Farina on most things. But at least you agree that you guys want to defend Fontaine in your own ways, I guess.
So. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering.
I mean, it's a prison.
And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
Don't cry, Neuvillette! So...
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
I mean...
Oh? And what are you thinking?
The dragon sovereign of water.
The dragon of... what? Huh?
Please do not be so surprised.
I mean, we've met a Pep already, kind of. And I don't think Ishtaha and Devalin count, right? I mean, they're not like the original dragons of their elements. Like, Ishtaha was created by Zhongli, basically brought to life by Zhongli.
Farina?
She's been waiting for you, I guess. Or not?
Neverland! Neverland, are you listening?
Ah, my apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
I mean, who'd believe
right,
us?
Of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret.
Yeah, which means Paimon, you better keep your mouth shut.
There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Okay.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress,
Then
since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
Huh, I mean, Paimon and Traveler weren't there, but it seemed like Neuvillette could only, like, hold it back. He can't really control the water too much. It was only, like, to a bare minimum extent, I guess.
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it makes sense because, like, if they, like, if the dragons really are supposed to be that all-powerful, then they wouldn't have, I guess there wouldn't be a need for Archons then, right? Celestia wouldn't have made the Archons, or at least wouldn't have granted Archonhood to certain gods if the dragons were, like, already all-powerful and, like, sovereigns, I guess.
They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they
First
seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
Ah, okay. So, if I have, like, my Genshin lore right, the dragons were, at least the original dragons, were, like, the rulers of this world. And then, like, someone or something came to this world and basically created Celestia and the Heavenly Principles, and the dragons, like, they defeated the dragons. And after that, Celestia gave Archonhood, like, gave the Gnosis to certain gods and made them Archons. But, like, yeah, where did the Gnosis come from? Why are they so powerful? Why are they such a big deal? At least a big enough deal for there to be an Archon war where other gods were, like, basically killing each other to get the rights to a Gnosis. So the Gnosis are powerful because they have the powers of the original dragons. And I guess that's how Celestia has been keeping the dragons, like, a pep, and Neuvillette under control. Like, it's why they haven't, like, tried to fight back too much against Celestia anymore. It's because they can't. Celestia took their power.
There are 7 elemental archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
Yeah.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history.
Oh, so he's not the original dragon. So it's kind of like Archonhood, where, like, you can pass on your title. So, okay, so the voice that we hear talking to him in his trailer maybe wasn't the first Hydro Archon, it was the first dragon.
In any case,
maybe.
I believe
or at least
I will
the dragon
not be
that
able
came
to do
before him.
much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me.
Ah, okay, so I don't think Neuvillette wants Furina dead. So I don't think he'll purposely try to sacrifice her or kill her or anything. But if she does die, or at least, okay, I don't think if she dies, Neuvillette will get his powers back. Because the Gnosis can still be passed on to another Archon, to a future Hydro Archon. But if he destroys the Gnosis, then maybe he gets his powers back, but also there will be no Hydro Archon anymore.
Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Yeah, so he doesn't want his power back, as it could mean that Furina won't be the Archon anymore. So he doesn't want to be, like, he doesn't want to take over Fontaine then, I guess.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Okay.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried.
Okay, yeah, we should check on Rizli and Cloran. Paimon and the Traveler don't know that they're okay.
Take care.
Okay, this is taking a little longer than I thought, but I really, really do want to... What? An expert company. What do you mean, an expert company? Where? This. Well, yeah, I guess we're just stopping here. Yeah, so I can't really stay for too long. I really thought I could finish this today, but I have to go, unfortunately. Well, yeah, at least like we got like a lore bomb dropped on us. Neuvillette is the Hydro Dragon, but he's not the original Hydro Dragon, and he's still making it rain. Neuvillette, calm down. There's no need to cry. Anyway, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. I know I said today I'd be doing like a spooky stream. I'd be playing a okay. Have to keep it quiet for a bit. Yeah, I said I would be playing a spooky game today. I'd be doing a spooky stream, but the person I wanted to stream with today, like they're busy. So yeah, we'll be doing it tomorrow. You can look forward to that. I think for the rest of October, I'm gonna stream like 4 days a week instead of 3 days. So you can look forward to that too. Well, I guess this is all for today. Until then, until tomorrow. Yeah, until tomorrow. So, goodbye. I will see you guys again tomorrow. I hope you have a good rest of your day or a good night's sleep wherever you are. Please take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Okay, I really have to go now. Goodbye. Again, I'm so sorry for like cutting this short. I have been summoned. I have to go.